Okay, we're here with Rodney Brown of the River Valley Vikings. And you know, this segment that we've done is it's always interesting for me to kind of find out a little bit about coach's background. So this is your 5th year here at River Valley, and I think one of the neat things that coaches are able to kind of tell our audience is kind of like your journey as a coach. So if you could just maybe kind of give a synopsis here of like kind of where you started and then, you know, how you've ended up here at River Valley.
So I played for Roger Jury in high school, and then he allowed me to come back and coach a little bit. I started coaching some freshmen. I helped him a little bit with the varsity for a few years. Then I was out of it, and then my younger sister, she was the girls coach at Carteton. So I got back into it as her assistant for 2 years. And then I got the head coaching job at Carteton. I was there for 7. And I was out for a year. I helped Zach Ruth at Northmore for 1 year before coming here.
Every coach, you know, as you kind of take that journey, you look at coaches, and everybody kind of comes up with a philosophy of how you identify your team. What would you say your coaching philosophy is here at River Valley?
To play hard. To just play extremely hard. Never quit. Don't be afraid to back down from anyone, and try to, have fun with playing the game as fast as we can play it, and a little bit more. Maybe the last couple of years we've maybe slowed down a little bit and tried to run a little bit more sets in the half court. But I always ask the kids to be tough, play hard, and don't back down.
You know, as I was a young coach, I mean, like a guy like Bob Knight was the big guy, and then there's, I can name like, Don Meyer, Patino. I was at Higher Northern with Gail Doherty and Joe Campoli, and so there's been a lot of guys that maybe have influenced my coachings. Who would you say are some of the people maybe that have influenced your coaching philosophy?
Well, I'm a big Duke fan. So
yeah.
Coach K.
I forgot to mention him. Yes.
Coach K would be up there for sure. I learned a lot in my short time at Otterbein from Coach Reynolds. A lot of the read and react concepts that I had not known at that point, and I never thought I'd use it because I hated playing with it, But then as a coach, I love it, and I understand why he was so adamant on some of the things that we did and how he critiqued us. So, those would be probably my 2 main ones. Coach Jury was, a great coach for me in high school. Still talk to him all the time. So, and that, my dad coached for a long time. So my dad has different ideas on, on how we should play a little bit. He's like, I don't know why you shoot so many threes, But I said, well, there wasn't a 3-point line when you played. So,
that's right.
Right. But, so, yeah, those would be, for me, those would be the ones.
So favorite part of coaching, what do you enjoy most about it?
The kids. The playing, the kids, the practicing, just being around them, watching them grow from freshmen, to seniors, and just, getting to know them, and it's just the atmosphere of all that, I think is just great. Obviously you know that, for all those years, it's why you keep coming back, in my opinion,
Well, and I think somebody told me once that they kind of help keep you young, and you kind of look at that, and I think it is. I think the one thing though as I worried about into my coaching career was that divide, that age divide is how that was going to affect. Yeah. So let's flip the coin though. What's the least favorite part of coaching?
Before, when I was reading the question, I said, well, I don't know what the least favorite, losing?
Yeah,
right? I guess losing, I don't know.
Well, it is, I remember being a young guy, they said, the longer you go in it, you're going to remember the losses a lot more than you remember the wins. And there are several losses that I remember quite well.
We have a couple this year that I remember.
Yeah. There's one we talked about already.
Yeah.
So you're into the second half of your season. First, I think it's always interesting. Is as a coach, do you change up what you do in the second half, or like how long you practice? Do you make changes in practice, or what do you do maybe differently in the second half that you don't do in the first half of the year?
Well, practice-wise, I'm pretty superstitious. So whatever we do the day before the game is almost exactly the same. So today is obviously off that mold a little bit, But no, practice-wise, we try to do the same thing. We went a little longer today because we didn't practice yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But typically, everything's about the same. We're just talking about different things and trying to add to some of the stuff that we're doing, and trying to maybe get a little more crisp, and, like we talked earlier, it was like we just, trying to shoot better,
Yep.
So we're just trying to work on those things too.
I think that's one of the things is I developed in the coach the understanding of, we just try to shoot more every day in practice, just because if you don't shoot, you're not going to get better at it.
Right. And as the season goes on, there'll be less, I guess maybe individual drill work and more a little bit of team and more shooting is usually, because it wears on you a little bit, and they get tired, and you've got some big ones coming up, and that end of the year kind of thing, you want to try to stay as fresh as you possibly can.
And that was one of the things, I forget who told me that you would rather have your kids leaving the gym going, hey, I want more, rather than leaving the gym and going, oh,
yeah, right.
I wish we wouldn't have done that much.
Right. And that's probably something too that is different as I've progressed through the years. Is back in the day, I would have, we would have went, 2 hours as hard as we possibly could every day. You'll be fine. So I've kind of probably all my former players say that I've gotten softer too.
Yeah, I think that happens as you get older. They all tell you how hard it was.
Yeah, they do.
The last question. I mean, you're having a really good year. You're 9-3. Excuse me, 11-3, and you're 7-2 in the league. I mean, as you said, I think you really like your team, but what do you kind of like about this 2023-2024 River Valley basketball team?
They really get along well with each other. They do. They do, and you guys probably saw them. When they shouldn't be messing and joking with each other, they are. But they know when it's time to be serious, and they spend a lot of time together, and they're good kids, and they want to win, and they like to work hard, and they know who's supposed to be doing what. So roles have been established, and I just like how well they gel together.
Yeah, I mean, that makes your job as a coach much easier. You're not having the infighting and worrying about that stuff. So we appreciate you giving us the chance to come over and watch practice. It's always neat. And,
thank you.
We wish you guys the best of luck as you continue your season.
Thank you.